Boone.
Welcome back to OpenLine. We are talking with Barbara Boone McGinnis with Takacs McGinnis, Elder Care Law. Tim Takacs is off and on. Barbara Boone McGinnis has come on as well. Happy to have you here. And really want to hear from you. Stories about caring for a loved one. What are some of the challenges you're facing? And I want to ask you, as we're talking about planning for all of this, what are some of the big things we're seeing in the next year, in 2018?
I think there's lots of potential changes that we're all watching, but a few things we know will change for 2018, and most all of them have to do with taxes and tax limits. A lot of families are interested in how much can I gift and avoid gift taxes. Well, that's going up again. It will be $15,000 per person per gift. So a married couple could give their child $30,000. Each person can give $15,000 a year. So most everything's going up.
What is that now? What is it?
It's 14.
Okay, so it goes up 1,000.
It goes up 1,000.
Interesting.
And all that really means is that's the amount that someone could give away without having to report a gift tax return. If you give more than that away, then your accountant would advise you to file a gift tax return as part of your annual tax return. But you can actually give almost any amount up to, and this is the other number that's going up, we can now give away lifetime $5.6 million.
Good grief.
That's your lifetime amount. That's your combined estate and gift tax number.
So, okay.
It doesn't apply to a lot of people in life.
Right, right.
Yeah,
but you could give that away in the course of a lifetime?
In the course of your lifetime.
But could you do that in one day? Like you could just say, okay, this is my lifetime gift,
sure.
Giving it to... And that wouldn't be taxed, I guess?
It gets applied towards then your lifetime amount, so that's the number now. So if you died in 2018, that's your number.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. I think that's interesting. And now they're talking about tax reform and that kind of thing, so we don't know really what's coming down the pike.
And they're actually talking about doing away with this whole estate tax limit to begin with. I mean, these numbers are so high. Again, they apply to a small set of citizens.
Right.
So that's actually part of what's being talked about with the tax reform, is just to do away with those amounts altogether. But for 18, they have said $5.6 million per person lifetime.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
All right, Don. Let's go to Don. Hello, Don. Donna. Sorry, Donna. Go right ahead. Hi, Donna.
Hi, how are you?
Great. What's on your mind?
My question is, my mother and I live together. She's 90. She has dementia. And she sold her house in California to move here to Kentucky. She doesn't remember where she put her money, but my sister does know where her money is, and my sister will not tell her.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Now, what do you mean? It's in the house somewhere?
No, it's in I would imagine, a bank.
Right.
A savings, a loan, or something, but she doesn't remember where it is.
And you and your sister don't get along?
Obviously.
Are there any other siblings?
Yeah, but he's not capable of taking care of my mother.
All right.
All right, so Mom sold her house in California.
Right.
Moved to Kentucky and lives with you.
Right.
And money is missing, basically.
Right. It's hers. She sold her house, and she doesn't know where it is.
And
my sister wants to save it in case something, in case she gets in case she said that in case something happens to me, she would put her in a home. My mother said she didn't want to be in a home.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so, what's your actual question, Donna?
How does she go about finding what legal rights can she take to say, hey, I want to know where my money is? I'm still able to use it. I mean, we went on a cruise this year. She likes traveling. She likes to go out and eat. And she says, I'd like to be able to take my money and use it and enjoy it myself. She can still get around. She does have dementia. She can't remember, short term, but she can remember long term. And she doesn't need anybody to take care of her in the house. I can leave her during the day sometime, and she's fine,
Yeah.
So what can she do to find out where her money is legally without maybe getting into a big fight?
That's a good question. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about the not getting into a fight thing. You know, that
you may get in a fight.
The horse might be out of the barn on that. Aside from having, you know, family mediation, that perhaps they could reach a resolution. It's a little unclear why the sister would not disclose to mother where these funds are. But I mean, I think a visit to an attorney office in Kentucky would be helpful to them. Surrogate decision makers for people with impaired capacity is very important. Now, she didn't really tell us whether or not there was a power of attorney in place. What kind of legal authority does sister have over this money? I mean, has she been given authority by mom to invest funds? And is the money in a trust? Is she a trustee of this money? Otherwise, you know, you might want to look at, this could be a case where conservatorship action could potentially be even helpful in that disclosure to the court to protect the elder.
Mm-hmm. This is a case where the family is not getting along.
Yes.
And how often do you see that?
About as often as that there are a family has multiple children.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
You see it a lot. From all kinds of different aspects. It might be that they just disagree about how mom should be cared for. Very often it's the out-of-town sibling that thinks the parent should still be at home or living with the sibling as opposed to seeking assisted living care or institutional care. So disagreements about care, disagreements about investment, how money should be used. A lot of times families have that special child where mom or dad have just enabled them and have perhaps bestowed upon them gifts throughout their life. And those sorts of things build animosity among children. So good open communication, and while the parent or the elder, the disabled person that we're all trying to take care of has capacity that can say and give directions to those of us that are trying to take care of them, that's helpful.
So I think that is important. Let's say you're the parent out there.
Yes.
And you don't want this sort of fighting among your children.
Right.
Because sometimes some of what you're talking about might be unintentional. Maybe the parents have the best of intentions and one child feels slighted, but the parents don't want any child to feel slighted.
Right.
You know, what should they do? Should it be laid out in a will? Should it be laid out in some other way? What should the parent do to prevent if to whatever extent possible, the kind of fighting we're seeing right there? They sell the house in California, and one sister believes the other sister has taken all the money and won't let the mom travel or anything. I mean, how could that mom have maybe prevented that?
Right, and even the sister that is the guardian custodian of these funds may have the best of intentions, but what if something were to happen to that person and still the mystery goes unsolved, is where's mom's money? What can the elder do? Well, clearly communicate. A lot of times, again, folks are in denial, not wanting to think about ever being incapacitated,
right?
Not wanting to think about, you know, or just in denial about the relationship of the children or the family dynamics. I think a lot of times, too, kids act better when mom and dad are still alive and are involved in the planning process than when the parents pass on. Some of that, some of the glue that holds the family together has been lost.
Communication is probably the most important. Talk to the kids about it.
Absolutely.
You're going to have an executor, maybe.
Documentation is then the next part of that, trying to communicate with children. Sometimes children don't want to hear, don't want to talk about parents dying or becoming frail and incapacitated, but documentation. I've had families or a parent that would say, I don't care what happens to my stuff after I die. Let them figure it out. And you know, I can kind of see their point, but the truth is they often don't figure it out, or they don't figure it out well or easily. So giving some kind of guidance about what's important, not only to the parent, but to the kids.
Right, I get that the parent might not care, because they're going to be dead.
Exactly.
But if you care about harmony in your family, then you need to work it out.
Right.
And there needs to be some clear guidance, or there is someone who feels slighted. And then you have a rift that maybe could have been prevented.
Yes.
So, yeah, there you go. Before we break, let's go to Annette. Hello, Annette.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Okay, well, my husband, he's 71 and I'm 53.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. Your husband is 71, you're 53.
Yes.
What's your question?
I need to know the laws in Kentucky. Right now, I have a piece of paper. I have a piece of paper that he signed.
Okay.
Well, I'm listening to the TV and it's throwing me off.
All right, you need to just keep talking. Don't turn down the TV, or just keep talking.
Yeah.
Okay. That says I'm his power of attorney. Then we had it legalized. We got it notarized. It's notarized.
Okay.
And he had 2 brain surgeries at Vanderbilt.
Okay. All right, we'll come back. Do you have any idea where she's going with this?
Not really.
All right, we're going to take a break. Turn down your TV, and then we'll come back to you after the break. So why don't we take a break? If you want to call, there's the number, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. We'll take a break. Be back right after this.